What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. It is August, so yeah, it's the B-Day month, going on a vacay. Very excited. But let's talk about statues, of course. So let's first look back on July. What did we get in July? So I always look back at my July arrivals because I can't remember everything. So we got the Hunter victim from Spec Fiction, which was great. Let's see. Ozone generator. Oh, gosh. Bumblebee bust, which was an unexpected purchase. But I'm very happy with Bumblebee bust, even with a few breaks. Still waiting on the FedEx claim or UPS claim to go through. But we should be able to get some good money back. Got the custom Kratos. I don't think that one's going to last in my collection, to be brutally honest, for a few reasons we'll talk about here in a sec. Then, let's see, we got custom Kratos half-scale bust, which also will not make the cut in my collection. And Ellie and Abby. Yen. So, Alexa, turn on Man Cave. So, let's talk about some of the reasons why we're not going to keep the Kratoses. So, as you guys know, space is one of the biggest concerns of every collector. If I didn't have limited space, I would, of course, probably never sell any statue. But I am always limited on space. And we do have a gigantic Vegeta bust arriving here in probably the next week. And so where we're going to put it, that's the big question. So when I initially get it, we're going to review it. Then we're going to move the entire Last of Us setup, and I'm going to place it right here. And see how it looks. See how much the arm sticks out, I'm guessing to about right here. How much it's going to block other statues. How much I like it. Does it top KD Vegeta? Now that is the question I will determine if I keep or sell it or not, to be honest. If it beats KD Vegeta bust, we're keeping it. But if it is not as good, like the overall paint and sculpt in person is just not as good, I'll sell it. And then at that point, we'll sell Tanjiro, and this will be the setup. Granted, it'll be Last of Us 1 there, those two, how I had it in the video. And that will be the plan. So it all depends on that. Now, I still technically got KD Goku versus Vegeta on PO, which I absolutely love that, and I need to see it in person. So, I don't know. We'll see when that one arrives. That thing takes up nearly a whole, 36-inch garage shelf. But one other suggestion someone had made to me is if I put DBZ over here. Over here, you would gain one additional shelf. So you downsize video game statues by one shelf, and I mean, theoretically, if you kept this the double garage shelf, obviously you'd have to do like Kratos bust and clicker bust on this setup, but also that is way tall. I mean, I guess you could do that top shelf. 36 inches, that's as tall as this. So, yeah, it barely fit up here. But those two would absolutely fit here. And bottom shelf, you could definitely fit that entire line. Right there is the taller shelf where you could technically do Devil May Cry. That top shelf you would have to do you could do Aloy down low, and then that top shelf, you could do Ellie, Abby, and Last of Us 1, and then have the clicker bust just right there. Scoot that over and do God of War Ragnarok and the bust. There's obviously a few ways, plus you got the Halo and Gears you need to put over. It is difficult losing that extra shelf for video games. But it would be nice to gain that extra shelf for DBZ, because if you did that, and this was a double tier, technically that a double tier, you could make it so you have the prime, that would be the middle shelf, that would be a side shelf, and the smaller little shelf, you'd do the other Vegeta bust. So the other Vegeta bust would be up here, obviously boosted, and it'd be Vegeta bust. And then underneath it, I would probably just do the KD Goku versus Vegeta, and then at the bottom, probably just another KD diorama, like Goku versus Frieza, maybe that one. And I could probably even do Goku versus Cell, or Gohan versus Cell. Anyways, that's not the purpose of this video. So yeah, like I said, space is limited. I can, I really should limit myself to just like one version of that particular character in that costume or from that game, if you know what I mean. Like I have that Kratos and then I have young Kratos. Those are two completely separate games and everything, but that is technically the same game as that. And I choose Prime 1 over that. So that's the reason we sell it. Yeah, it's a different pose and a different base, but at the end of the day, Prime 1 wins it for me. And I'm definitely getting Ragnarok, which is a different game. And that one will have all the weapon swap outs, so we can do the Blades of Chaos or the Draupnir Spear. So I already have a buyer for this, so it's sold. If anyone is interested in the owner 1/5 or 1/3 scale bust, please contact me. It is for sale. We'll sell it for $400 shipped in the US. This does retail about $800. And I was able to fit this blue logo on. I had to use a heat gun. So I would recommend anytime you change the logo out, use a hairdryer. And the red one, I did glue that tiny little break. Other than that, there's technically no damage. There's just a lot of QC issues. So watch my video. But, I do like this piece, but it definitely doesn't match in terms of quality of, other statues I have. And the scaling just doesn't work, so I think it's best we just get rid of it. So, yeah, now let's talk about August. So I think August is going to be a great month, folks. It's going to be really good for work. I'm likely going to be closing several deals right at the get-go of the month. I might close like 3 deals this week, which is awesome. That's more statue money, folks. And I got a lot of good pipeline. So like things are looking real good for me at work, which is awesome. Luck is on my side again once more. So we should be getting Darkside Bus. Now I got a DHL tracking number for Resin GK. It is not picked up. Once it is picked up, I'll get it 3 days later. So, that is something I'm waiting for. It's kind of ridiculous. I've been waiting this long considering I paid him back in June, or was it May? Anyways, I've been waiting what feels like a galaxy for this statue. So Darkside Bust, if this tracking doesn't work within a week or two, I'm going to be like, dude, just refund me. Forget it. Just forego it. Because I'm getting so annoyed at how long this one's taken. Resin GK may take a while to ship and not even just give you tracking, but also like picked up. But at the end of the day, I have no regrets ordering from him because his prices are so much better. If I have to wait an extra few months to get a piece, but I saved $500, $1,000, totally worth it. Because here's the thing. I order through any US retailer, they're going to take years to get it. And I don't see people complaining about that. Anyways, let's talk about some of the statues that are going to be arriving outside of Darkside Bust. So, of course, we do have Vegeta Bust. This is probably the first one I'll get, unless Darkside Bust is dropped off here in the next few days. But this is the Vegeta Bust by Real Creation Studios. So imagine this right here, it's like 34 inches tall. They never gave the width or depth. They just said the height. So we know it's 34 inches tall. So it looks pretty big in the photos though, so I'm quite excited. So we got that coming. Darkside Bust. This we already got, so we can delete that. Now, I doubt I'm going to receive this during the month, but apparently Resin GK told me he has tracking. He hasn't given it to me, and I doubt it's picked up. And who knows how long it will take to get picked up. It could be months. But this is in transit. That is going to go right here. So I am going to try a few different things, folks. I want to make sure it's going to look good. If we have to sell some statues at the end of the day, we will. But according to Queen Studios Dimensions, which I am, in talks with someone who owns it, they're going to get me official dimensions because I really want to know the exact width and depth. We know the height. Height doesn't bug me. It's width and depth that matters. According to Queen Studios, it's 44 inches wide, which is as wide as this table, from that black bottom to that black bottom. And then depth, they put also at like a ridiculous depth of like 50 inches or something. So it's basically like at least 2 or more of these back to back. So we really need to see it in person. When I get it, my brothers are going to help me set it up. I'll have both my brothers come. We're going to remove the railing in the hallway, just like I did with Thanos bust. It's going to be a pain. I ain't going to lie. I saw Art Statue Collector's video, and I was thinking, oh my God, should I just cancel this? I mean, it's a lot of money, and it's going to be such a pain. I also can't keep the boxes. I don't have space. I'm throwing away those boxes. It's a lifer for me. Just like Sauron bust. I just can't keep those monster boxes that are like the size of a car, you know. But I do think this is a very special piece. I think when I get it, it's going to be Thanos bust good, Kratos bust good. You know, and it's half the cost of Kratos bust. But I was thinking, you know, multiple spots. Like, if we did have to put it over here, this could work good, because obviously there's a lot of depth. I think it could look really good there. You know, if we had to move Underworld and Blade into the hallway and make this Jurassic Park and then that right side like Game of Thrones, you could. Theoretically, I could also throw it right where I have that life-size endo and move the endo right there. The endo will fit right there. It is deep, but I have the depth to spare. And here's the thing. He doesn't have that like going forward motion the T-Rex does. I can lower this arm if I need to. I might raise that arm, like have that arm raised, another one lowered. But I know he would fit there. And the T-Rex would definitely fit here. And according to Queen, its dimensions, it's going to come out to like freaking right here like the head will. I don't know how true that is, but it would not block the TV. And the angle would be pretty good right there. So that is one course of action. And then if you did that, you know, and pending we, you know, keep everything here, we can move those two back there. And frankly, just have all three Chucky dolls behind them, just like on a little black board. You know, basically like that black board. I have lots of spare ones of those. I could just throw them on the ground right behind Red Sonja and Vampirella. That's just one consideration. But we will get this not in August. I'm 100% sure I won't get in August. Maybe September. That's the hope. But it'll definitely be an incredibly cool piece. I'm a huge fan of dinosaur statues in Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. I loved Jurassic World Dominion. I was a big fan. It's definitely one of the better Jurassic World or Jurassic movies in general for me. Plus, the nice thing is the franchise isn't dead. We got the ScarJo movies, you know, coming soon, which will be awesome. All right, so other honorable mentions of statues that could start shipping during the month but not be receiving. Witch King bust, according to my inside resources, this is set to ship, you know, within the next 30 days. And so, depending on, you know, what happens, I'll try to express ship this so I can get this early, because I'm really excited to get this. Because not only does this potentially, you know, ship in the next month, same with Prime 1 Gandalf, and if I get that, then I'm pretty much done with Lord of the Rings. The only one other things I'm going to get is probably just like the Pure Arts Gollum bust. You know, I figure I'll probably get that. But, you know, most likely this, in addition to the Gandalf, I am outdated on this. I don't know if we'll ever see this in the collection. Yeah, Gandalf Ultimate, he's the other one that potentially could start shipping during the month. Now, of course, there's always those random statues that I may just, you know, purchase. That I feel like that happens all the time with me. You know, I swear half the statues lately I've been getting are not actual pre-orders, but just, you know, impulse buys. Now, also the Deep Tail Predator bus, it's entirely possible I could get that during the month of August. You know, I'm in talks with them to get that one early. I know it's not set to ship until like January next year or like Q1 next year, but we're trying to work a way out to get it to me early so I could get you guys a review. And it would not be a prototype, it would be a production unit. So it'd be the exact same bus you guys would receive. Because I think a lot of people are going to change their minds when they see it in like a detailed video from me, showing it next to the Prime 1, the Cinemaquette, my Aliens FX, and all my other high-end bus, and you can see the quality. So yeah, hoping to get that. If we get that during the month, it's going to go right where the Fell Beast is. We'll lower that right there, put Optimus back on him. That is where we'll get Witch King, Gandalf Ultimate, lower Frodo there, and then eventually do the Pure Arts bust and or a custom bust. You know, I like Pure Arts. It's simple. It fits. It's, you know, only $1,000 for a silicone portrait. I know it doesn't have like a full head, but the angle I'd put it, it wouldn't matter. So I feel like Pure Arts will fit the bill and give me a silicone Gollum face. You know, and if we can get all that in this room, Gandalf, Witch King, that, I don't know if Predator will last in this room. It most likely will go mid room, or especially if I, you know, put T-Rex where Endo's at. Because I really want to get the Neytiri bust. God, I would love that Neytiri bust. Jupiter's cock. You could theoretically do Neytiri 1/3 here, Neytiri bust there. I think that would fit. I really want that Neytiri bust. Every time I see it, I think that's like a very special statue, folks. Like, a very special bust, I mean. The statue is very good, but the bust is very special. When I look at that, it really, I'm like, oh my God. That is so good. So good. Yeah, it'll be a while before we get the Z Warriors in. And the next video game statue is probably going to be The Last of Us 1. Although there are a few others I may consider, you know, customs. But from Prime 1, it'll be The Last of Us. You know, I'm really hoping we get the Ragnarok up for PO. That's just taking freaking forever. But August will be an okay month statue-wise. It's going to be a good month in general for work and personal life for Flankster. Statue-wise, probably just like 2 or 3 pieces is most likely what's going to happen. So, you know, we'll be doing a bunch of statue previews, re-reviews for you guys and whatnot. But the most excited statue, of course, if it could arrive, would be T-Rex. Otherwise, it's going to be the Dark Side bust. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.